What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the April edition of the monthly retros. In case you guys are unfamiliar, this is the series where I go in and record my screen, show you guys everything that's going on in the business, from finances, revenue, top line, bottom line, reflections, wins, losses, income, expenses, all that stuff, and also a little bit into the weeds, pipeline, and projects that we have on the horizon, the types of projects. Everything that I just vomited out is what we're going to get into. In case this is your first time tuning into the series, we've been doing this since February of 2024. So that means this is what, like 14 months now going on, and we're in month 4 of the road to 100K revenue. So, catching you guys up, now we're going to dive into Notion, which is where we manage everything and all the metrics that we're going to go over. So, let's dive in. Okay, so April 2025, like I said, 4th episode of the road to 100K. This is what we're looking at. Business income, I'm going to run through everything that I'm tracking for this month, and then we can get into diving into more deep stuff. But if we tab over into Road to 100K, this will make it easier to, okay, well, I guess not. Let's do all retros to keep it in order. But what we're looking at here is just click into this Notion page. So we have 12 active accounts. Business income for the month was 7,487. Business expenses were 1,912.17. Personal income through dividends, mostly my investment dividends and just small stuff that comes in, 62.2. Personal expenses, 6,447.1. So we had a lot of stuff that came due this month, a lot of unexpected expenses that we're going to pack on, unpack a little bit, but it was a rough month from personal expenditure side, from contractor labor to, that's more on the business side, but we're at a net negative for the month. So this is a big call to action to revisit our subscriptions, our services, and everything like that. We have 4,417 LinkedIn followers, which is an improvement of about 150, not even, from last month. We have 6 outbound proposals, and our mailing list grew from 206 to 210, and expect that to go up next month. I'm about to review that right now. Diving deeper into April, I'm going to zoom in actually because it's kind of unfortunate how I can't see anything. If it'll let me, no, okay. We'll take a look at our pipeline. We'll talk through each of the transactions in the business. I'll just zoom in, I guess. Blanked out the client names for obvious reasons. 440, that was for a website management retainer. 1,020, that was for a marketing scope of work retainer. It's in arrears. 2,000, that was for a milestone moving in a website project. 1,250 was a milestone payment for a website project. 1,500 was for a marketing retainer for one of our clients. 650, that was for a website maintenance for one of our clients in Florida. 498, I'm trying to memorize which of these are from without being able to see the name. That's why I'm hesitating here. 498 was a site maintenance retainer project. I guess I'm talking about 1250. Yeah, that was a milestone payment. 498 is a website maintenance retainer from our clients locally. 129 is another website maintenance and check-in analytics reporting payment for our clients locally. So that is the scope of the payments for this month. Pipeline. Like I said, we currently have 12 active projects in all of these roles. And I'll fix up some of the names of these, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 active websites that are either being built or that are on maintenance. We have 1, 2, 3 marketing retainers, and we have our 5 projects in the proposal stage, and those are the roles for each of them: marketing retainer, website, marketing, fractional marketing retainer. The scopes of work are a little bit different for each, but if they're always either website or marketing and or both. I could get a bit more clear on naming those. So we have a couple that are going to be starting next month in May. One of them is a site refresh that's going to be taking a considerable amount of our time. So I guess I can just click the image. That makes sense too. But yeah, like I said, business expenses, I'm going to go through this a little faster. Business expenses and the scopes of each. So 1912 for business expenses, 1500 for contractor labor was almost 2K in contractor labor. A lot of travel as well, so that did account for a good part of it, but most of it was contractor labor, so that's kind of a relief. I won't cover the personal revenue and expenditures. A lot of that was due to rent, taxes, car payment was 6,000. So that ended up being a lot of it. So that is the personal expenditure side. Wins and losses and action items for April. Recorded 5 total podcasts for Marketing by Design. Logan Miles, Karen McFarland, Stephen Brett May, and Chris LaFay. Those rhyme. But yeah, these were great connections with agency owners and marketers, and it was a great conversations all around. I'm working a lot on being more verbally articulate, as I share with you guys a lot, but that was a lot of fun. We started momentum on the Chamber podcast collaboration, so we've been working in collaboration with the Columbus Chamber over the past several months to spotlight their Accelerate program members, and we will be producing some of the marketing content for that. It was a lot of fun to talk to Avi and Hope over at the Chamber. We read Built to Sell by John Morlow, and that's going to be informing a lot of the action items for next month that we'll talk about. And that book changed my life. We officially joined the board of the Columbus AMA, so we'll be starting as either VP or membership, and we'll also be managing a lot of content, so that's exciting as well. We recorded our first website teardown episode for a couple of local businesses with Chris. We're excited to record that and get that live. And we got to meet Eric Jacobson at Rebel. Eric is someone here locally that I really look up to, and he gave me a real nice consulting session. It was a lot of fun. We also reconnected with 2 older leads and moved them up the pipeline, and 3 colder leads, and they're starting next month. So 2 retainers and 1 site refresh. The loss of distraction and overwhelm. We came in under our revenue goal by over 1,000, unfortunately. So we have a lot of momentum to make up, guys. A lot to do, and you guys can even tell I'm not in my best right now. I'm a little stressed and overwhelmed, and not being accountable to the action items I set myself forward to last month. Too much impulsive spending. Not impulsive spending. Honestly, it's just stuff. A lot of stuff came due this month, and there's a lot I need to do to put the subscription up to subscriptions or eliminate the subscriptions and do a better job of keeping track of when the transactions go through, because a lot of it ended up being software. We paid for a new SEO plugin and everything like that. So those things happen. And like I said, we weren't profitable this month. Had a lack of confidence and imposter syndrome on 2 sales calls. Not proud of those, but it does happen. And I've listened to the recordings, and we're picking apart some action items for how to improve. We're inconsistent with content at times, and a lack of engagement on LinkedIn. Oversleeping staying up too late, not getting up early enough to do our LinkedIn routine, not setting myself up for success there, not being accountable for setting up systems. So things get behind during the day, end up starting late, calls get pushed back, meetings get pushed back, and it's tough to get momentum. Um, and there was a lot of travel this month as well. So I was out of the office a lot and always just finding myself behind and not tuning into the things that really matter and moving projects along. The action items for this month, I wrote down a bunch of them from the summit I attended. That was actually in May, but these need to get done this month. So listen to Jake Klaus's speech, and I need to implement 10 outreaches and follow-ups for the Sunday newsletter and get that scheduled to send out next Sunday. Um, Limiting scopes of work on this should be re-indented. So limiting scopes of work on the proposals that I do send, keeping everything to marketing and websites. Have our weekly content email that we send out on Thursdays for each of the podcast episodes, which I haven't done for the last 2 weeks, which is unfortunate. It's another loss. It's not being consistent to the weekly emails. I want to productize all my services in Moxie. So setting up templates for each of the tasks and retainers, and that way when I go in and add a new project, there are invoice templates, and that way it's a lot more refined. Scope of work is limited, and that way I'm not bouncing back and forth and making every service unique. You know, counter. Hence the topic, the whole concept of Built to Sell by John Morlow, all about that. Also being accountable to an earlier bedtime as well. This is about 10 o'clock now. Wrapping everything up by 11 and getting into bed so I can get the momentum going. But yeah, that's going to be the takeaways for this month. I'm excited to get after it. Like I said, month 4 of the road to 100K. We had a good month last month. This month, not as glamorous, not as good. Um, like I said, it's a long year, and even when I'm not at my best, it's chipping away one day at a time. But I have a lot I can improve upon, and this does help me because it makes me look at it a lot more objectively. And like I said, we're sharing the transparent journey no matter what, and the valleys come with the hilltops. Last month was really good. This one's not nearly as glamorous, but I'm excited for the projects coming up this month. I'm excited to keep chipping away, making progress, refining our scopes of work, and getting back to it. But even as I said that last part, I got a little bit fired up there because I was hyping myself back up. But we're going to stay positive and keep getting after it. But I appreciate you guys tuning along for the journey. Like I said, this was the April review a few minutes late. We've got a lot of awesome content coming out this week. We're doing a vlog episode, day in the life. We got a lot of awesome podcast episodes coming up, so stay tuned for those. Be sure to connect with me on LinkedIn. That'll be in the first link below. And until next month on the retros, I will see you later. Road to 100K continues.